Alright guys, this is my first video. I want to apologize now that I filmed the whole video with my phone this way instead of that way. My mistake. I'll try to improve on that. Hi everyone. So I'm new at this. This is going to be my first video. This is my office. This is my fish tank. I've had a fish tank before, a fish only saltwater tank. This is life rock, not live rock, but life rock. It's dead rock you put in your tank. It will come alive over time. I use live sand from Caribbean Sea. I use about 20 pounds. This is a 29-gallon tank. At this time, I am using a Aqueon Quiet Flow 300 filter on a 29-gallon. I do eventually plan on upgrading to a sump, but this is just for now. There's all my medications, all my testing stuff. Also, I cut a hole in my floor back here so that I can get the filter down to the basement. All my electrical goes down the back to the basement, which is kind of a mess at this time. I'm using Current USA lighting. This is the Pro Series. Basically means it comes with 2 sets of lights. You have to buy the mounts separate. I'm using a glass cover. And I am using the Current USA wave pumps. There's one here. And there's another one there, which is right here. Those are linked to my phone through Bluetooth, and I can control the wave pumps to do just about anything, along with the lighting is all integrated through the app, so you can run everything together. I've put about 36 pounds of rock in it. I have a high door 200 watt heater. I'm about to add a protein skimmer, which is coming today in the mail, and I will get that on the next video. I recently tried the Rio Nano skimmer. My opinion, piece of junk. This one here is the Mini Hang-On M50, which is actually not a bad skimmer, but it's really ugly. Basically, the entire inside here goes inside your tank, the pump and all. It's just ugly, and it's white. The back of my tank is black. It stands out too much. So I got one that only sticks the pump in and no other tubings. Well, the least amount that I could get in the tank. Overall, I am using the Aqueon hob box for filtration on top of the canister filter, because it makes it much easier to take the top off. And I just have polyester media in there at this moment. You can put whatever you want in there, really. I do have a Wi-Fi controlled temperature on the heater. I don't use the heater's thermostat. I use it as a backup. It's at around 84 degrees. I have a Wi-Fi control on it, so it links to my phone, so I know what the temperature of the tank is at all times, and if anything changes, it alerts me. I do have a cheap little temperature there, so I can just see it when I walk in the room, but my other one's linked to the phone, and it's also in the basement where all the electrical is, which I have not neatened up at this time, so I'm not going to show that till I clean it all up. So I just started the tank and purchased the starter kit, Reef Mature, which is basically, it's a way to get the biological filtration started. It's not too hard to do. It comes with a bunch of chemicals here. Let me get all these. Follow the directions. Directions here will walk you through what to do each day, how much to add. It comes with this, kind of lame, but you can use your own dropper if you want. They say you just follow the directions in the book, and that is supposed to get your tank cycled in about 21 days and get you the Caroline algae that you want. So at this time, my tank has been up for about 15 days. It actually is already cycling. I've been testing it. The calcium's at 430. The alkalinity is at 9.4. I've used a couple different test kits. I've got the API ones, which I know some people in the field for a while don't use them for whatever reason. They're actually extremely accurate. I've compared them to a lot of other test kits that are more expensive and more complicated, and they actually work great. Got some of the bottles there. This is the Reef kit here. It's the Reef Master kit. Does not do magnesium though. You have to get a separate one for that. I also purchased the Hanna kits. So this is the phosphate, ultra low phosphate reader, which now reads in parts per million instead of parts per billion, which is nice. These are supposed to be extremely accurate as long as you follow the directions on them very carefully. Then you've got this one. This is the DKH, which reads in parts per million or reads in DKH, I'm sorry, which makes things very easy. And then the biggest one is the calcium one, which the calcium one here has got the most in it. It's not as hard as it looks. This one's a little more finicky. Some people say it doesn't work very accurately, but the thing is, it's all about the water that you put in it originally. You should use distilled water, but I use RODI water. As long as the water you're using is the same water every time, it should be consistent. This test has 2 different additives, and they need to be added exactly as they're supposed to. If you put anything off the slightest bit, it will knock your readings off. With this test kit, I was getting a 429 on my calcium. The API was showing me 430 on the dot when the color changed to blue. Is how the test works. Put so many drops in and it turns blue to show when you've hit your amount in the tank, and they both write exactly the same. I also did the API for the DKH, which showed me about 9.5 to 10, and the Hanna did 9.5 or 9.4. So they're pretty much spot on, both of them, which makes me feel that they're working. If they're both reading the same, I doubt you get 2 bad kits that read different numbers. So as long as you get 2 test kits proving you're getting the same numbers, I would say you're okay. So this is my first video, and I think that's it for now. As I introduce new things in the tank and change things up, I will show it as I go along. As I said, I just set this up not even 2 weeks ago. And so far the cycling is going. I have ammonia, I've got nitrite, nitrate, and it's all working its way through. The ammonia is actually already dying down. The ammonia level is about 2 parts per million. The nitrites were up to, let me see the nitrates. Yeah, the nitrite was up to about 20. And nitrite was up to 1. Sorry, 1 part per million on the nitrite, which is the pink purple. And then on the nitrate, I was up to 20. I've not done my tests yet today, so I'm going to check it again. I am checking my tank every day because it's going through this process, and you have to for the Reef Mature kit to make sure it's doing its job properly. And I will update you guys on the next video. Thank you.